So now it's time to add effects to our video. This includes things like text, slow motion, and animation. So the first thing that we can do is add text, and we're going to add a title, lower thirds title right here for Carl. So I'm going to select the type tool. I'm going to click right here in this area and start typing. Okay, so from here you can see that the text is added to our sequence. So now let's edit the text. So we're going to highlight the text, go over here to Effect Controls, and right here where it says text, we're going to drop that down, and we're going to change the font, and right here you can change the font style to bold if you like. Now the types of font styles right here on the drop down will depend on what type of font you choose. So next we can change the size. I'm just going to change the bottom text, make that a little bit smaller, and right here you can change the spacing between the letters of the text. Let's bring that to 0. This icon right here allows you to adjust the spacing evenly between text. So for example, if I highlight those, I'm able to adjust the spacing evenly. Now let's say you have 3 lines of text here. I'm just going to say advisor, for example. Now let's say we select this text. You can see that it adjusts the spacing evenly between all 3 lines. Let's bring that to 0. Now let's say you just want to adjust the spacing of 1 line of text. This icon allows you to do that. So it's a baseline shift is what it's called. You can see when you adjust it, you can adjust that line separately. Okay, so I'm going to delete that. And from here, you can make the text bold and click it again to unselect it. You can make the text italicized, and you can make the text all caps. Okay. So right here under appearance, where it says fill, we have that checked. We can change the color of the text. Say we want it changed to red. You can see the text is now red. Highlight the text again, change the color. Here under stroke, stroke is basically the outline of the text. So let's say we want to change the color of the outline to red. This number right here allows you to change the stroke width, meaning how big you want the outline to be, or like basically the border of the text. So we'll highlight this and uncheck it. Next we have the background. So let's check that. And you can see that there is now a background right here. So we can adjust the opacity of that background and how big we want the background to be. After that we have shadow. This is basically like the drop shadow. So we check that, and you can see that now there's a subtle shadow behind the text. These right here allow you to adjust the opacity of the shadow, the angle of the shadow. This right here allows you to adjust the distance of the shadow from the text. This adjusts the size of the shadow, as you can see. and this allows you to adjust the blur of the shadow, how blurry you want the shadow to be. For the most part, I like to keep my drop shadows just a little subtle, and it helps make the text pop, or kind of separate the text from the actual video itself. Okay, so I'll keep the shadow there. So from here, let's click on the sequence, and I'm going to switch to the select tool. Let's go ahead and create a transition for the text. The easiest transition is the cross dissolve. So let's go over to Effects, Video Transitions, go to Dissolve, and cross dissolve. Let's bring it to the beginning here. So I'm going to have the text come in a little bit later, not right off the bat. So let's play it back.
Hi, my name is Carlton Dennis, and I help everyday taxpayers avoid paying taxes legally.
Okay, there we go. So let's delete that. And we also have other options for the text, more specifically for lower thirds titles. We're going to go to Graphics. And here under Graphics, we already have presets. So for example, this one right here, we can drag and drop into our sequence. And when we play it,
Hi, my name is Carlton Dennis, and I help
you can see that there's a little bit more movement, a little bit more motion to the entrance of the text. So from here, you can edit the text itself just by double clicking that. Carlton Dennis.
Hi, my name is Carlton Dennis.
So this one's good, but I'm actually going to show you how to edit one that I actually downloaded. So let's go back here to Essential Graphics, where the texts are under. We'll go to Browse. I downloaded these title templates, and I got them from a website called videohive.net. These are made to be edited within Premiere Pro. Some are made to be edited within After Effects, so just make sure and pay attention to that. I'm going to use this text right here. Just going to drag it and drop it there. And you can see how it moves. So I'm going to edit this. And keep in mind, different text can be edited in different ways. For this one, I'm able to move these around in position. So text number 1, I want to bring that down in the bottom, and for text number 2, I'm going to bring that on top. I can see that there's a line right here. I really don't want that line visible. So what I'm going to do is down here in line settings, I'm able to bring the line width to 0, so you won't be able to see it. Now position, this is the position for the whole text, and I'm going to drag this over right here. And now I want to edit the top, which is actually text number 2 because we moved the positions of it. And I'm going to write Carlton Dennis, like so. Actually, I want to make it all capital. So I'm going to press this all caps button right there. And then let's edit this down and change the size of this. And I can actually change the scale of text number 2. That's good right there. And I'm going to, let's see, text number 2. Yeah, let's make that bold. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, so for the bottom half, actually let's bring these closer together a little bit. Okay, there we go. Actually, before we go to the bottom half, let's change the color of the top name. Right here, text color 2. Okay, there we go. And then right here in the bottom, we'll keep it as is. Change that to tax strategist. There we go. Okay, and now that we already got that edited, I'm going to cut this so that it ends right there. If not, if I didn't cut it, you would see it right here in this clip. So now let's play it back.
Hi, my name is Carlton Dennis, and I help everyday taxpayers avoid paying taxes legally. As a tax...
So I know it looks a little bit blurry. That's just because we're playing it back at 1/4 the resolution. But you can see this is how it will actually look like when the video is exported. Okay, so now that we have the title already set, the next thing is to add transitions and effects. So I actually added a bin here for effects. And as you can see, I added some light leaks, added some glitches, and I also added some extra transitions here that we can add in. Okay? So when it comes to light leaks and glitches and things like that, these are called overlays, and you can get these on websites like videohive.net, other websites. You can also go on YouTube, search for videos. I show you how to download these videos for free off of YouTube in a separate bonus video that I created. So make sure to watch that after this video. Now, these transitions right here, I went to videohive.net, found a animated transition pack, and I edited these myself within After Effects. So I actually created a separate bonus video showing you how I edited these specific transitions through After Effects, which you can check out. Okay, so now let's keep moving. So I also downloaded transitions. We go to Effects and then Presets, 20 plus transitions. I went to a website called BJK Productions, and they have great transitions that I can edit within Premiere Pro. I don't have to use After Effects to edit these transitions, which is great. Let's go back to the video.
My name is Carlton Dennis, and I help everyday taxpayers avoid paying taxes legally. As a tax...
So let's add a transition there. I like this one.
As a tax strategy.
So you kind of want to position it in a way to where we can't see this cut really well, and that this transition will distract the eye from seeing the cut. So right here I already made a mark, and you can do that by positioning the time indicator wherever you want on the clip, and then obviously this clip is selected, and then pressing M. So it just helps marking wherever you want in a certain clip. And this part right here is kind of like in the middle where the transition occurs. So let's play it back.
Legally. As a tax strategist, I have built...
That's much better. Okay. So let's keep moving.
Entrepreneurs in implementing their success habits.
Okay. So right here, I think we can use some light leaks. Let's see if that looks good. So with overlays, you want to see the actual clip in the background, and this will be above it. So what I mean by that is you click on light leak, you go to effects controls, and then here under opacity, blend mode, choose screen, and there you go. So you can see
by following wealthy entrepreneurs and implementing their success habits into my daily life. Instead of keeping this information to myself, I just...
Okay, so the light leaks is a little bit too strong. We want something a little bit subtle. So I have some other light leaks here. Let's see, maybe this one. Let's try this.
entrepreneurs and implementing their success habits into my daily life. Instead of keeping this information to myself, I decided to...
That's better. Okay, let's see.
I spend my time now...
Maybe we can go down here to video transitions. Can add a cross dissolve here.
The real estate investor. I spend my time now on success as a tax strategist as well as a real estate investor. I spend my time now educating real estate investors.
So I'm going to add one of the preset transitions that we have here under presets. And to do that, I'm going to create a nest, okay, that I can drop the transition into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift and then arrow twice to the right. And then I'm going to cut right there. And then press Shift. Once to the left works. Sometimes I do it 2 arrows to the left, but after that, I'm going to highlight this, right click, nest, press OK. So now this is your nested sequence. And now you can drop one of your transitions in here, one of the preset transitions. So I'm going to choose offset transition.
I wake up at 4 a.m. because
there's a cool little transition you can add.
4 a.m. to work out. I wake up at 4 a.m.
We can add light leaks here. So let's bring this over, right click.
Waking up at 4 a.m. to work out. I wake up at 4 a.m. because I believe I can go to work.
Actually, let's bring the opacity down by 50%.
Habit of waking up at 4 a.m. to work out. I wake up at 4 a.m.
Let's maybe take that off. Click this toggle animation. It'll delete all the keyframes to reset it. And then let's bring the opacity back to 100.
a.m. to work out. 4 a.m.
Let's go to effects. Let's do a cross dissolve towards the end here.
To work out. I wake up at 4 a.m.
You know, you kind of want to make sure that the transition flows in and out. The lighting is subtle here, and then all of a sudden,
4 a.m. to work.
Boom, bright. We don't really want that. So one option is to cross dissolve it in here in the beginning.
4 a.m. to work out. I wake up.
There you go.
Adopting the habit of waking up at 4 a.m. to work out. I wake up at 4 a.m. because I
that's better.
Pushing possibly can.
So things like this, in this section, this is like the workout section, we can add a little bit more glitches, light leaks, things like that to make it look exciting.
Doing the hardest thing I possibly can right at the start.
So right here, we can probably add like a glitch. Just bring this over. So you can see that obviously the size of the glitch is different. So all you have to do is just scale it up. And then, same thing, go to blend mode, screen.
I possibly can right at the start of the day.
There you go.
So that I'm doing the hardest thing I possibly can right at the start of the day.
So right now, our time lapses look good, but we can make them even better. And the way to do that is to add motion. So let's highlight the first time-lapse clip, and here under effects controls, we're going to go to scale, and we're going to change the scale here. So let's bring the time indicator to the very beginning of the clip, and we'll change the scale to 110 and add a keyframe. The way to do that is to click on this toggle animation, and you can see we added a keyframe. Setting up keyframes are basically placing the start and stop point for a specific action. Now let's add our second keyframe here, and we're going to go to the end and change the scale to 100 and bring the keyframe to the very end. The reason why we set it to 100 is because if we set the scale anything less, as you can see, it's not fitting the full frame of the video. So let's delete that one. And now let's play this back.
As we pursue this journey.
So you can see that there's more motion to the time-lapse video clip. All right, so now let's do the same for this one. Let's go to the very beginning. Let's change the scale to 60. Add our keyframe. Go to the very end here and change the scale to 50. Now let's play it back.
Towards financial freedom, I promise to hold you.
All right, so now let's see how this looks.
Your daily life. As we pursue this journey towards financial freedom, I promise to hold you accountable.
Now you can see that just by simply adjusting the scale, we can add movement to the time-lapse clips and make them look much more interesting. Okay, so now let's move on. Now with that being said, let's add some light leaks to that. This may be good. Okay, let's bring that over.
As we pursue this journey towards financial.
Okay, so it doesn't really make sense to add some light leaks indoors. So let's actually bring the opacity down just slightly. Adding light leaks makes more sense when you're filming things outdoors. But I know here, like, you know, in the workout scene and everything, it's kind of like a little hype section, so it's okay to add some light leaks. But here it's office setting, so we don't really want to stretch out the light leaks too much.
This journey towards financial.
So what we can do here is go to effects and do some cross dissolve here.
Pursue this journey towards financial freedom, I promise to hold you accountable to your success habits. I plan to be. As we pursue this journey towards financial.
So we can also add some cross dissolve here in between those bottom clips and see how that looks like.
As we pursue this journey towards financial freedom, I'm
going to extend this out a little bit. This is the keyframe for the scale. I'm just extending it out here so that it keeps going through this transition and it's fluid.
Pursue this journey towards financial freedom. As we pursue this journey towards financial freedom.
And then same thing for this one. Want to make sure that the keyframe starts in the very beginning right here.
As we pursue this journey towards financial freedom, I promise to hold you accountable to your success.
There you go. That's good.
I plan to be your guide as you remain steadfast on building wealth in today's day and age. I'm Carlton Dennis. Let's begin our journey today.
Good. Okay, so we'll add it right here. Okay, so now let's find the midpoint here. There we go, that's the midpoint.
My success habits stem.
Okay, so we can we can work with this one. Okay, let's go to effects. Let's create keyframe here for position, the starting position, and let's choose how we want to end it. Let's go right here. This is to edit horizontally, and let's move it over. Okay, let's bring this keyframe to the end here.
Success habits stem from. My success habits stem from.
Okay, so see how that makes more sense? Everything is moving that way, and since this transition here wasn't originally edited in that way, we can edit it within Premiere Pro. Problem solving, that's all it is.
Success habits stem from.
There we go. And what I like to do is with the keyframes, I'm going to highlight both the keyframes, right click on it, and here under temporal interpolation, I'm going to choose ease in. I like to use that because it kind of creates kind of like a ease in movement instead of like very rigid movements Okay, so we can add a transition here. I'm going to add one of the presets. Create another nest here. Go to effects, presets here. Let's see, what can we use?
To be your guide as you remain steadfast. I plan to be your guide as you remain steadfast on building.
Now remember, you don't have to add a transition in every cut. It's not that important. Actually, a matter of fact, if you overdo transitions, it's going to be too much. You want to make the video and the story tell itself and not overdo the transitions. There's a balance here. So keep that in mind. I added this end card clip because this video is going to be put on YouTube, so I have the subscribe here and watch more, because at the end of the YouTube video you can add a subscribe button and whatever video link you want right here to watch. Okay, so I'm going to add another transition there. So what are we going to use? This one right here. Bring this over. Let's find the midpoint. Okay, that's when it fully closes and you're not able to see any transition. So we'll choose it there.
Let's begin our journey today.
And what we can do here, similar situation. Let's add some movement to this because it's not a seamless transition. So let's pick the position here, the starting point, and we'll pick the end point. I'm going to have it move up. Bring this to the end. Easy in. There we go. Perfect. So now that we added effects to the video, the next step is to add your audio.